The ending to the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC is the worst ending I've seen in the entire Soulsborne series. And no, that's not because the final boss is like actually fighting Radahn in real life. It's something entirely different. Let me be clear, I genuinely believe this is the best DLC FromSoftware has ever made. The world design, the details, the interconnected areas, the bosses, and the lore, it's all masterfully crafted. I love what this DLC adds to the base game, but what disappoints me the most is Miquella. Miquella was probably the most anticipated character in the entire series, the most enigmatic, the most mysterious, and the one we were all dying to learn more about. And yet, somehow Marika and Mesmer completely stole the show in this DLC. The lore around the Horn Scent, Mesmer's brutal crusade, and especially Marika's backstory were absolutely brilliant. But when we finally uncover Miquella's motivations and true nature, that's when the story starts to become disappointing. Let's rewind the Battle of Aeonia. We all knew what happened. Malenia bloomed, Radahn went insane, and Caelid turned into a scarlet rot wasteland. But we didn't know why it all happened. The mystery was so captivating because we didn't understand what the biggest battle of the Shattering was even fought for. Now, after the DLC, we find out it was all just a one-sided love story. In short, Miquella loved Radahn and wanted him as his consort. Radahn was immune to his charm, and when Miquella realized he couldn't convince Radahn to become his consort, he decided to kill him, shove his soul inside Mog's corpse and reanimate him. Since Mog was already charmed, I guess Radahn would also become charmed in this form now. I don't know, don't ask me. I get how it's possible mechanically, but narratively, it's just such a convoluted and weak payoff for something that's been building for 2 years. Now, I don't inherently hate this storyline. It's not a bad plot on its own. The issue is how it impacts everything else. All these incredible characters with rich motivations are reduced to nothing but Miquella's pawns. And that is my main problem with the ending. It's not that it feels like Radahn comes back out of nowhere. It's how much resurrecting Radahn as Miquella's consort damages his lore. Let's put that in perspective. Radahn's festival is one of the most iconic moments in Elden Ring. It's a glorious send-off for a fallen champion. Warriors from across the lands between gather to give him a noble death. He's not just a boss fight, he's a legend in this world. His followers saw his condition, and as a final act of respect, they decided to give him the honor of a warrior's death and become champions themselves as a result. It's possibly the best death and set piece you could have given to a character like Radahn. But now, you're not honoring Radahn anymore. You're playing right into Miquella's hand. You're sending Radahn's soul straight into the land of shadow, something he so desperately wanted to avoid. The emotional weight of that festival is completely gone. It's a group of idiots thinking they are doing Radahn a service, while they are doing the worst thing imaginable to him. I mean, at least Mog and Malenia were brainwashed by Miquella. But the warriors of the festival, they just don't know what they are doing. And if you think Radahn got done dirty, just wait till we talk about Malenia. Before this DLC, there was so much speculation about why she bloomed in Caelid. Her loyalty to Miquella was so admirable, but the choice to unleash the rot was so morally messed up, and it had so many playing factors that it fueled countless debates. Now, you can summarize the whole thing in just one sentence. She was just brainwashed. In other words, she was just charmed. That's one of the worst ways to destroy a character. She goes from a proud, devoted warrior with tragic flaws to a glorified puppet. There's no room for interpretation anymore. The answer is just mind control. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not against the idea of sacrificing major characters to build up a more powerful villain. If done right, that's how you build someone truly terrifying. But the thing is, Miquella does not deliver on this at all. He's not sinister, he's not nuanced in his beliefs, he doesn't even feel like a villain. The game presents him like a savior, a tragic, angelic figure. But the truth is, Miquella is the root of half of the disasters in the lands between. And yet somehow, when it comes to the moment we finally get to see him, the game doesn't treat or present him as a villain. Let's look at the final moments of this DLC. Miquella resurrects Radahn in Mohg's body and becomes a god. He invites us to his age of compassion, or otherwise age of mind control. And then he starts to fight us. And the way the game presents this moment is just baffling to me. There's nothing dark about it. We are seeing our beloved general turned into a mindless zombie. And no, this time it isn't because of the Scarlet Rot. Yet this sequence is presented to us, the audience, as a glorious moment. Not the moment that the asshole villain finally got what he wanted. It especially hits hard after the NPC fight of the DLC, which was done so beautifully and tragically. I know Miquella is meant to be nuanced, but you can't really add nuance to a character whose solution for the problems of the world is just mind control. This fight is handled and presented so badly that it makes you look like the villain, not Miquella. And the OST for this part, the promised consort, is soft, triumphant, and ethereal. Like you're fighting a divine being full of mercy and love, which only describes Miquella's intentions, not his actions, not what he actually is. Miquella is a slave to his own compassion, and so he wants to make everybody else slaves as well. So here's my main problem with this fight. Where's the monster? Where's the manipulator who left the Erdtree to rot, started the Battle of Aeonia, used Mohg, abandoned Malenia, killed Radahn, and brainwashed thousands of people to serve his own vision? Where is the villain? You know what this feels like? Imagine if Griffith finally achieved his femto form during the eclipse and sacrificed every single one of his allies. But instead of presenting this moment with nightmarish visuals and horror, everything was glowing white while this track was playing. Maybe the title of the thumbnail should have been that Miquella is poorly presented, not poorly written. The ideas behind him are fantastic. His charm ability is one of the most terrifying powers in the game, yet it simplifies everything in the worst meaning of the word. His ambition is enormous. He should be the Griffith of his universe, but the execution just doesn't land. So bringing Radahn back and ruining lores of all three of these characters hurt even more, when you realize Miquella wasn't even half as interesting as any of them. So what do you think? Do you think Miquella lived up to the hype that was built around him in 2 years? Or do you think there was something missing? Let me know in the comments so we can continue the discussion. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.